All right. What's going on? You are now listening to, wait. You're now watching Santos Says podcast live. Say goodbye to, what is it? Say goodbye to 2021. As we say goodbye to 2021 and we welcome in 2022, we welcome in the new. Yes, I know there's a lot of craziness going on with the pandemic and all the whole thing, everything that's going on right now in the pandemic. We can't help ourselves right now than to just go outside, and we still got to put on our masks, and we still got to do it, and depending on where we are, right, and all these different things. But you know what? I'm glad. It's your host and your boy, Warren Entertainment, baby. Warren, shout out to you, Warren Britt, bro. Listen, so first and foremost, as you guys know, I'm Santos, proud owner of Santos Threads. Go to santos-threads.com. We got a sale going on. Get 21% off your purchase now through tomorrow. Okay? Got that out the way. So Warren Britt and I actually, we're very, very good friends. I know him forever. And he's one of those guys who always supported me. I support him. And we've always been really, really good friends. And I had him on an episode. We talked about hip hop. We talked a lot of good. We talked a good hour and a half. And it was great. With him, it's always a great discussion. So I'm really glad to I'm glad to see you here, and everything is everything is everything, man. I'm glad. Hope everything is good with you. Actually, in a little while, in a couple minutes, I'll start posting the link, and everybody can start joining, and we could talk. But so it's been a long journey, man. The Santos Says podcast really, it started out as a concept, really. It was something that I felt like I was always a podcaster in my heart. I just didn't know it yet. I always had this. Well, I gotta get rid of this gum. So, all right. So I always felt like I had this, I had this itching this itch for this, right? Even before podcasting was a thing. But for me, it was always natural to just give my opinion. I was always very opinionated, super opinionated. And so with that comes a lot of, for some people, grief. For some people, they can't handle it. Other people, they deal with it just fine. But for me, it's authenticity. It's being authentic. Everybody's different. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has the right, and they're entitled to feel how they feel, view things how they view things, so on and so forth. So I think in my case, it's no different. So before we get into this, so I just want to, just for clarity and just for reference, for everyone's reference, this year we created, so I released officially 28 episodes. That was the energy of the whole thing. 28 episodes, a nice round number. And I had all kinds of guests that showed up. Whether it was my friend Warren Britt, who was there, whether it's other podcasters, whether it was rappers, entrepreneurs. I had licensed social workers. I mean, I had, you name it. I had different kinds of people. And it kind of took a life of its own as I went on. So I'm really grateful for that, because I had a different idea when I first started it as opposed to what it became, to be honest, And so, and I'm grateful for that. Believe me, I'm grateful for that, because I wouldn't still be here if it didn't evolve, right? You have to evolve, and you have to get better, and you have to, adapt, and you make changes, and you refine things along the way. So let's revisit episode number 1, because episode number 1, it all started with this one concept that I had about Crocs. Basically, I went to war against Crocs. It started from there. So let's start this episode right with that, with the Crocs, and see where we're at. So it started out with Crocs. Let's start out with episode number 1, Crocs. So let's check this out, because it was It started out with Crocs. Me really going to war against Crocs, and it was interesting. So episode number 1 was called Broken Silence, and we're gonna go to that episode right now. Broken Silence, the anti-Croc rant. Watch this. It's really great. It's a great concept. I invite you all to join me on this journey. And that's just what it's all about. That's what we're doing. So, first order of business. Let's talk about the Crocs. See, I cannot step outside my door within a 2-block radius without seeing someone wearing Crocs. I mean, those things have to be the most. Wait, let me preface this by saying, warning, if you are an avid Croc lover because you love the comfort, or if you work as a healthcare professional, or if you're constantly on the go on your feet working, some sort of Uber driver, Uber Eats driver with your, where you're on your feet a lot, this does not apply to you. This does not apply to you because I get it. If you're on your feet all the time, yes, you need something like that on your feet, light, breathable, where it's going to have support and comfort, all that. Now that we got that out the way, let's get to what I really want to say. They have Crocs and slides, because I'm throwing slides in there too because I've seen this trend for years now. I don't care if it has an Adidas logo, if it has a Nike logo. I don't care if it has like whatever, Louis Vuitton logo, Gucci. I don't care what kind of logo it has. It needs to stop. You can't be wearing slides with socks out the door. I'm sorry. You can't do it. It cannot be done. Point blank, period. Okay? End of that part. Not negotiable. I mean, it just looks horrible. You look at I blame the pandemic as part of it as well. Obviously, we spent a long period of time locked in our homes and people weren't seeing us. So we were looking like woolly mammoths and cavemen and women not, doing our hair, women not getting their nails done, men just letting it all hang out, grow, just popping Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars in our mouths and all that good stuff. So I get it. We all look like a bunch of savages. I get it. But things are opening up. Things are changing. Like, people, get it together. It's time to go outside and step your dress game up. We got to get back to how we look pre-pandemic. We got to get back to better choices, okay? And so anybody who decides to put on Crocs, decides to put on Crocs if they're going somewhere and just, if they're going to go out to a date and decides to form their outfit around Crocs, horrible. I'm telling you, man. So that's how it started for me. Slides and socks, no bueno. I'm telling you. And listen, that's how it started for me. It started with that. You know what I mean? It just started with one of those things where it's just like, it started with one of those things, and that's how it started, and then it took off from there. And what I liked about it was the interaction, right? Because there was so many people. The whole thing about this, when I started this podcast, I never wanted everybody to agree with me. That was never my premise. I wanted to have my own opinion. If you agreed with me, great. If you disagreed with me, great. My idea was to get what was it? To start the conversation. That was it. That was my main objective, point blank, period. Start the conversation. I wanted people to feel a certain way, whether it was one way or the other, whether you liked it or whether you didn't like it. That's what I wanted. That was the whole premise of the whole thing. So for me, that's what it was. So I just love, and I'll be honest too, I love being the, I'm going to put the link in the chat, as a matter of fact, and if you would like to join, you can join. What I love being the contrarian. That's my thing. I've always been a contrarian. I've always been someone who's against the grain. That's just me. I like doing my own thing. I don't like to just go with the masses on everything. So that's me. But all right, so we're gonna put the link in the chat, and anybody who wants to join can join. But I'm opening it up. Anybody, that's me. I don't think it's the right thing to conform. You should never conform. conforming is bad, right? Conforming is bad because then you lose the identity, um, you lose a sense of who you are, right? Um, that's the thing, and yeah, slides and socks no bueno. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And shout out to my boy Warren Brick. Um, that's right. And look, I get it. Like I understand. Like people want comfort, but I feel like now, like especially with everything that's going on, um, I feel like we've settled now. Like I'm not saying you got to wear a three-piece suit to go to work or to go to your mother's house or whatever. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that now you got people who don't even try. Like they're walking outside, and this was like this pre-pandemic, but post-pandemic is worse. So it's like I just feel like it bothers me because it's the morale. You know what I mean? I'm not being judgmental by no means. What I'm saying is like the morale. Like my thing is if you dress good, if you're clean, you dress good, um, the whole thing, then you're gonna feel good, right? You're gonna feel good, and you're gonna boost the morale of everyone around you, and it just makes everything feel better. So, you know, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Like it's just that. It's just that. So when I came into this, look, I started this podcast as a means to get my opinion out there, to get my points of view out there, as a means to promote my business. When I came into this, I started, so just for a reference point, I started Santos Threads, the clothing company, the store. I started Santos Threads this year, 2021 in January. That's when I filed all the paperwork. And then a couple weeks after that, second or third week of January 2021, I set up all my social media accounts. I started promoting. I had my website, everything. Like I literally did everything at the same time. The podcast didn't come to fruition until May of 2021. As a matter of fact, my first episode it debuted on May 27th, 2021. So I started this in May, and I've interviewed tons of really good guests. As a matter of fact, my guests, I enjoyed the episodes. I look at them like I treat these episodes almost like babies, if you will. They're like babies, children. They have different characteristics. Each one of them is unique in its own right, right? Each one of these, each child has a different characteristic. That's how I look at that's how I look at the link is up. If anybody want to join, we can get the conversation going. You're free to join. And I actually, so for me, it became more like I enjoyed it when I first started it, but I didn't know how long I'd stick with it. I really didn't know. I thought I'd be doing it maybe for a few weeks or a month. I didn't know. Like this was not my plan to continue to do it and then take it into another year, which I'm going to do right now with the blessing of God. I'm going to go to next year with other blessings and from the universe. And I'm thankful for that. But it couldn't be possible without all of you. So, it's really refreshing. We refine things, we've tweaked things, we've done different things. And I've had trolls too. Shout out to the trolls, because listen, when you start to get trolls, you're doing something right. Right? So I've been getting trolls. Like the troll, I would say the number of trolls has grown substantially since when I first started. So I like that too, because I could be an agitator as well. So, all right, let's see this comment right here. This is interesting. So Sandra says, I don't like when parents wear pajamas to take their kids to school. How often, and first of all, shout out to Sandra. I interviewed her. As a matter of fact, she was the last guest of 2021, officially. She was the last guest of this season, of this year, for the Santos Threads podcast. So she was the last one. And she says, I don't like when parents wear pajamas. Make sure you guys check out that episode. Episode 28 is on it's on YouTube, and it's also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Amazon, etc. So she says, I don't like when parents wear pajamas to take their kids to school. You make a good point, because how often we've seen that, right? and it's actually a departure. If you think about this, right? It's a departure from how our parents dressed when they took us to school. I remember when I went to school, I mean, both of my parents didn't take me to school with my mom. But when my mother took me to school, she was well dressed because she was going to work, right? She was heading to work, and my mother was always a professional. So she's wearing her outfit to go to work, whether it was a uniform or some sort of, something like that, work clothes. And she's dressed professionally, blouse, shoes, dress, whatever it is. And she's, because my mom is a professional. And so I remember that. She always took, that stood in my head. What these people, what these parents don't realize is that when they dress a certain way, children remember this. Like, they leave an impression. And it's not always, it could be either a good one or a negative one, right? When you see your parents taking you to school in pajamas all the time, you may think, oh, I'm just being comfortable, but your kids notice. They're being observant of that, and it sends the wrong impression, right? Shows like you don't care. You just rolled out of bed and went to go take your kids to school. Put a little effort into it. I'm not saying you every day. I can see once you might do it, but every day wearing pajamas to take your kids to school, that's a no-no. I mean, come on, what are you doing? But yeah. So I want to revisit this episode right here that I called this episode. Let's revisit this episode. Actually, no. Let's revisit the promo. This was okay, guys. This was a promo that I made prior to releasing the episode. This is pretty funny, but for the wrong reasons. But this was a podcast promo that I released, and I'm going to share this with you guys right now, as a matter of fact. And it's actually pretty silly. So I didn't know what the heck I was doing, to be honest with you. Like, I was all over the place. But here it is. I'm gonna share this with you guys right now. I literally was all over the place because I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Let's take a look at this. All right. So, okay. Let's share this. Watch, guys. Watch this. You're going to see this was a promo that I released prior to the episode coming out this year. Hello, good morning. Is this the director of marketing for Crocs? Hold on. All right. Watch this. Hey, Santos from the Santos Threads podcast here. Debuting Thursday, May 27th. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm that guy. Yes, I'm the guy who made the video. Yeah. Hey, I'm so excited to be able to get on the phone with you. I just wanted to talk about some potential marketing opportunities, advertising. Hello? Hello? It's only content. Hello? So, tune for the Santos Threads podcast, debuting this Thursday, May 27th via YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever else you consume your podcasts. That was like beyond cheesy, but I mean, that was about as cheesy as it gets, man. Like, that was pretty cheesy. Yeah, no, listen. What's going on, everybody? YouTube, we live. Wait, what is that? Man, this is the life right here. This is the life of the life, the rich and famous. Oh, wait. Nah, whoa. All right, so that was an episode that was playing in the background from one of my previous episodes that I was planning on showing. I might show that. That was from a previous live that I did. I don't know. I was like, that scared the crap out of me. It wound up playing. But what I would say is, it's been a funny experience, man. Like, it's been a great experience too, because I've met so many great people along the way. Like, you guys have been really good, and just knowing just that everyone is really on board and supporting, man. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. And so what else we have? So I started out with that. And oh my God, my daughter is trying to ambush my live. I won't let her do that. So, mommy, you can't ambush the live. This is why people ask me, oh, why don't you do live? This is exactly why I don't do lives because at any moment your children can ambush the live. But in any event, I want to show you guys. I want to revisit. I want to take it back. We're gonna take it back to one of the previous episodes, because I want to revisit something. This was called The Sweet Science. This was episode 5. Now, on this episode, I compare relationships to boxing. Pay attention. I'm gonna put this on, and I compare relationships to boxing. It's a different concept for sure. So let's revisit this. This was episode number 5. I'm telling you. And so as my daughter tries to ambush everything. All right, so here we go. Episode number 5. This episode is called The Sweet Science. Right? Again, these are scenarios that are realistic, but they're not based on anyone's life per se. This is just an example of how it goes down, right? So you're taking them down. You're taking them down. All of a sudden, you're going on dates, and girls like you, and they feel your style, and all of a sudden, your confidence grows, and you're going through that competition like nothing. You're going through that competition, and all of a sudden, this is what happens. You keep knocking them out, and all of a sudden, you believe it's easy. See, this is the equivalent of an easy. This is what an easy knockout is when you compare the worlds of dating or relationships with a woman and boxing. When you want an opponent, and this applies for way early in the game as well. I'm telling you, this still applies from childhood to adult, adolescence to adult. When you're a kid, you don't realize this. When you're going through the ranks, you're knocking people out. You're knocking opponents out left and right. You're getting action. Like you're getting more ass than a toilet seat. Like you're getting ass, right? You're a guy. You start to feel yourself. You got your chest poked out, and that's what happens with a boxer. A boxer is literally demolishing dudes. Like a dude, the guy is demolishing guys in the amateur ranks. He's like, oh, this is easy, right? I have gift of gab. I have labia, right? I'm knocking girls out left and right. Remember what I said about labia? Labia is your punching power. So you have your natural gifts of the gift of gab. You got a mouth. Like you know how to talk. The ladies love you because you know how to talk. You treat them right. You always have the right things to say. All that stuff, right? So you know when to say it, how to say it, and why you should say it. And so you're knocking girls out left and right. And you start feeling yourself. And then, but you don't realize something. A critical thing that you don't realize. The quality of opponent. What is the quality of opponent? Quality of opponent in boxing is the level of competition you're facing, right? If you're in the amateurs and you knock out 50 bums, 50 guys, let's just say you knocked out 50 guys, more than likely 45 to 47 of those guys you knocked out with bums. And what I mean by that is the level of competition is not great. You're facing other amateurs. You're facing people who have never boxed before. Like you're facing people who may not be as talented as you, but you make it look so easy. You're just demolishing guys left and right. You're undefeated in the amateurs. You're just knocking guys out. So in the dating world or the relationship world, in high school, you're getting with girls left and right because it's so easy to do. You're doing it. For you, it's easy. You're thinking it's easy because you're not dealing with that mental. You're not dealing with that woman who is matured. You're not dealing with that woman who knows better, who knows your game. You're not dealing with a woman who's more cultured already. You're not dealing with a woman who knows how to fend for herself. So you're not dealing with a woman who knows what to expect in that ring. So that was that. That was what it was. So that basically was me comparing relationships to boxing and how, depending on the type of person you're with, oh, look what we have here. All right. You know what? I'm gonna cut that off. We're gonna get to the real right now. Let's get to the real right now. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys in right now. Right now. Let's get to it. This is what I was waiting for. All right. So without further delay, excuse me, let's get my guys in here.
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
Yo, listen. All right.
Yo,
This is
yo.
this is my man Monso. Monso, this is my brother Warren.
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
Peace, peace, Monzo. What's going on? How you feeling?
Feedback.
Is that me?
Monzo. What's going on?
No.
Hold on. I think that's. Hold on. I got my.
Yo, I thought there wasn't a mic that was brave
Okay.
enough to give me feedback, bro.
Are we good now?
All right. I turned off my. I had you on my TV. I was watching you on my television real quick.
On TV, that was yo. Listen, I
Yeah, I was
appreciate
watching
it.
you. I got my YouTube connected to my Roku, so I was
Oh, and
watching you in
he
on
got
a
the
big old
T-shirt. Look at the
screen.
T-shirt. Show him the T-shirt. Look at the T-shirt. Yeah.
Hold on. This joint.
Word.
Yeah, we see it.
Where you bought that from?
I got that from SantosThreads.com.
Oh!
Check out. You get 21%. You get 21% off of your gear if you go there right now.
That's
So
what I'm
check it
saying.
out.
Check it out, baby. Check it out. So
Yeah.
we all from Brooklyn, right? We all
Yeah.
from Brooklyn. Right? So here's the thing, right? Let me ask you guys. I'm gonna get right into it.
Oh
Right.
man.
Since I do
All right.
talk a lot of hip hop stuff, right? Who's the greatest rapper from Brooklyn not named Jay-Z or Biggie?
I knew you were gonna say that.
I was about to say, man.
No, because that's too easy. Everybody's gonna go Biggie,
Probably
or Jay-Z.
Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane. All
Probably
right.
go Big Daddy Kane with it.
Right,
Yeah, probably go Big Daddy Kane with it.
It's hard to pick, man. It's hard to pick.
you gonna say Fabulous?
I'm gonna have to go with
Nah.
Fab on this one, man. I have to go with Fab.
That might have to be.
I
Yeah.
said it.
Fab, yeah.
Oh,
Fab. I think.
that could go down
Yeah, I mean, Big Daddy
Fabulous,
came too,
man.
but I just feel like
for the
I
new
think-
school. For the new
yeah,
school.
yeah, it's not
New
new school,
era,
but
new
like-
flows.
like longevity too. Like Fab's had a long career, man, and he's still spitting. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
No doubt. True.
I thought
True.
you was
True.
gonna say
I feel
Bing Bong, bro. I thought you was gonna say Gorilla Nims.
it. Oh,
man,
He's the hottest thing right now, though. I don't really care for his style, but I mean, I respect his hustle. You know.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I respect it.
shout out to everybody that's doing their thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. I don't have a problem with him or nothing like that. Like, one thing, he's total like he's hot right now. I'm just saying, like, when you talk about of all time for Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of tough to put him there yet. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's some dope cats out in Brooklyn, man. It's like a whole like I mean, I'm thinking about like the boot camp cliques and
Oh yeah. Buckshot.
like even like up to like Pop Smoke and stuff.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes is from
Busta
Brooklyn
Rhymes.
too,
Yep. Yeah.
You go on and
Yeah,
on.
man.
Start thinking about it, it'll make our decision harder and harder to make, and we keep thinking about it. It'll just more rappers there.
Nah, but you know what though?
Yeah, man.
You know what? I'm from Brooklyn too, but here's the thing. I gotta be honest, and I've always me and Warren has said we've talked about this before. Queens is more stacked than Brooklyn is, in my opinion.
It is.
It is. Queens
Yo,
is
man.
is way more, not just a little bit more, a lot more. Go over the names. You're talking about Tribe. You're talking about Nas. You're talking about
Mobb Deep,
Capone
Capone,
Yeah.
Noriega.
Even 50
50 Cent.
50, Lost Boys,
Lost Boys.
like a whole bunch of cats,
You want
man.
Fab?
It's
You want to
just
go old school? You want to go LL, Run DMC?
Run
Come on.
DMC, freaking like so many damn legends from Queens, man.
Yeah, there's a lot.
a lot.
Well, I mean, Brooklyn ain't nothing to slouch on, though, man.
No,
I mean,
no,
we got Foxy Brown. We got
Foxy Brown. She can't even hear what you're saying right now.
Oh, don't do that, no.
no
Santos is
disrespect.
violated.
I love Fox, man. I used to
No.
love old Fox, man.
Speaking of
I
old,
don't
right?
know.
Speaking of old,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Y'all remember Mos Def before he went crazy and changed his name and did all that shit? Mos Def, I'll tell you something. Mos Def, he lost his hunger for rapping. Mos Def 99, Mos Def was a freaking problem. I
Oh
have
yeah.
to be. It's got to be 99 Mos Def.
Yo, if I don't know if you ever heard the urban thermodynamic tapes with him and his little brother and his sister.
Oh, them joints was
When
crazy.
they was the group, oh my
Oh,
god,
God.
yo.
Nuts,
Them
nuts.
cats, I mean, that's like underground,
I heard
like
it. Yeah, I heard it after the
yeah,
fact.
man. Oh my god, that Moon and Cancer joint, that was really crazy. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, I think I mean, I don't know what type of things he be dealing with on a personal level or how it affects his artistic avenues or whatever the case. Ah man, but he could have he like he's never been like not dope.
Right. He's not
Um
whack. No, he's not been whack.
and yeah, man, if he just I mean, I don't know, man. He just do it whatever he want to do it. That's the best way I can say it.
Yeah.
Like he attacks it whenever he feels like he needs to. And
Yeah.
yeah, man, I think it's kind of a it's like if you listen to like the New Danger stuff, man, you see like his artistic patterns and you just understand like he's just on another he's
Another
on
level.
another wavelength
Yeah.
creatively, man. And I mean, he's really good with he's just trying to foster his craft and like finding the lane for it and just like sticking it in. Pause. No, wait. Are we pausing? Are we still pausing
Nah,
in
listen,
22?
listen.
22?
We
I don't know.
grown.
Whatever.
We
We
know
not.
what it is. Like I hate using that
Yeah.
word. Like pause. Like if
I
you
don't know
thinking
if we're
about
doing that
that,
anymore, but
like yo, if you thinking about that, then that's on you, man. Like you know
Facts.
what I mean, right? Like let's be honest. Like I'm not
No, big
judging you.
facts,
Like
big
whatever.
facts. That,
yeah,
that
yeah,
we need to start at, like betting it. You know what I'm saying? Like start like
yeah.
if you
Yeah.
like you know how you just said it right there. You
That's
asked us
super
like
old
nah,
school
it's
right
over
there,
for that.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ah,
here's the thing,
I'm
right?
not Dame Dash with it though. I'm not Dame Dash with
Yeah, that.
He's still mad over Rockefeller.
it. Nah. He seems like he in good spirits now ever since Jay-Z shouted him out at the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
At the Rock and Roll
word.
Hall of
Yeah, you're right.
Fame.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
don't know. He seems to be turning on. He might even give Jay his masters back, yo. Who knows? Shoot, his reasonable doubt joints, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So let me
Ah.
ask you guys this question, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you this question. You know that Mozo knows I've been going nuts for like the past few days, almost a week over the Nas joint they threw out. I've been going nuts with that. Anybody who follows me knows I've been putting like an instrumental the whole week. Everybody knows that. If you don't know, then you don't know. But I've been dropping little stuff on. I've been good. That album goes crazy. Like, and
Mhm.
I've said this, and I will say this, and I don't care what anybody says. I feel like he's the best of all time. That's my
No
opinion.
doubt.
That's it. Better than
That's a fair
Rakim, better
shake.
than Hov, better than everybody.
I don't think
I mean, there probably be people that argue with you.
right.
I don't know them. I don't know them.
I mean,
But
I feel like that's not like that's something
It's
that people can't.
subjective, but
Yeah, like it's subjective, like, but it's not like you said something like it's not like you said some whack. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you said something like Nelly's the greatest of all time or something like that.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
It's like bro, like yeah, what are
Nelly,
you gonna say? His record went platinum and all this stuff. But you're like, come on, bro, like come on, like you know what I'm saying? Like you said Nas, like Nas is a respected, like come
MC,
on, like that
lyricist.
respect the MC, like no matter what. So nobody can be mad at that.
Yeah,
Nobody.
Mhm.
yeah, nah, for
Jungle
sure.
was busting his gun to get your weak chain back.
Yeah. Yo, Jungle was bucking the telling you,
Oh
man.
man,
Oh
yo, I
man,
mean, Nas
just
is
very
legend,
real.
man. I still gotta hear the new album. I know it's only like 30 minutes, but I gotta take 30
Nah,
minutes out my
dope.
day to
Nah, it's crazy. Listen,
get
it's
it
not like
in,
a
man.
classic, but it's great. It's a great album.
Okay, yeah,
I
that's
love it.
fair.
You heard it, right? Right, Moso, you heard it.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta give him more listens though.
You gotta give it more listens,
Okay.
bro. And nobody here is listening to it more than me. I've been listening to it. I know all the words already.
All right, no doubt. That's
Give
what's
me the
up,
keys.
man.
Give me the flow back. I'm telling you,
Word.
oh man, yo, yeah,
Yo,
that song Joe Black.
Mozo.
What's up, man?
Yo, yo. What was the first time? I got my hand in the camera. What
Word,
was
man.
the
What you
what
doing,
we
bro?
talking about our host right now? We got our host in the building. Yo, when was the first time that you met the brother Santos?
Well,
How did you
uh, yeah,
how did you guys
Yeah,
connect?
tell him. You can tell him.
Santos and I connected through Instagram, really like just podcast. I don't know if I came across his stuff, we came across my stuff, but
Hmm.
it was an instant dope connection. Like, and we've had a lot of conversations outside of podcasting, which is pretty cool too. We just haven't met. We haven't met. Yeah, it's gonna happen. We just haven't met yet because
Yeah,
we're
for
both
sure.
busy people. Like we have families, we have kids, jobs. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like we have
Everything,
a
you
lot
name it, the
going
whole
on.
thing, bro.
But honestly, it's been a dope connection. Santos is a real dude. And not only that, but like we have conversations where we may not even agree on the same thing, but we can still have it, still talk
Yeah,
about it,
yeah,
which I think is pretty cool because a lot of people, if you're not yesing everything or agreeing with everything, it's like a problem. You feel me? So
Yeah,
I
pretty much.
I appreciate the connection I have with Santos, man.
That's what's
word,
up.
word, man.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
likewise. It's people don't understand, and that's what I said this in the beginning. Like, I never started this to get along, like to not get along, to agree with everybody. Like, if nothing else, I have a side of me that I'm an agitator, and I like to disagree with people. I love to disagree. I love to be a contrarian. Like that's very much me. Warren knows that. So like, I like to come up
Hmm.
with a hot take once in a while that's a little out there because that's just how I am. I just like to see things a little differently, you know. So like, if somebody disagrees with me, I'm
Hmm.
like, oh great, I love it. Let's talk about it. Like what I said about Kanye West. I had a lot of people. I had an episode I came out with about Kanye West, and I was basically like, what I said was, musically he's dead. Like I said, musically, like as far as the quality of work, dead. If you want to go by music, by the hype and the numbers, go ahead. I'm talking about on a musical quality standpoint, on that level, gone, nail in the coffin. He's been dead for 10 years, in my opinion. The music is just not good. Now, you can agree or
No
you
doubt.
can disagree. I don't know. A lot of people disagreed with me, and that's fine. They're looking at it from a
Hmm.
different prism too, because they're like, yeah, well, Yeezys, Ye is up. It's got the Yeezys. I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the quality of music. Go back and listen,
Only Yeezys.
right? And I don't care about the politics. I don't care about you can go and kiss the president's ass. I don't care. Like that's I can separate the man from the music. I really can. I don't care. As long as you're not insulting my family, I'm good. Right? So so I don't care if he's a Republican, I don't care if he's a Christian, I don't care. Go in the lab and make something I can listen to, like you used to. And he lost me. He lost me.
Hmm. I feel you.
I,
I
I
mean,
think I think I think what happened with Kanye was something like where like he has so much talent, right? Like he's a talented dude, like you know what I'm saying. But I think that sometimes people, because of their personality or something they have going on, right? They get to a certain level sometimes, right? So like when he was still coming up and he was still making them beats, even when he first started rapping, right? He still wasn't Kanye West, right? So that means someone like Jay-Z could say something to him and he'll be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like respect or whatever. Somebody who he feels is on a higher level than him. But now he's
Right.
gotten so on such a high level that he feels like nobody can tell him anything. You know what I'm saying? So like if somebody might be like, oh, yo, I don't think that sounds too good. He'll probably be like, nah, it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see him doing that in the studio. I could see him being like, this monster, which is cool. But if you also have to have people that are honest around you too, that tell you like, yo, that don't sound good to you. You know what I'm saying? Like that needs work or something like that. But I think he has a lot of yes people around him, which is why he doesn't really have the same people that were around him before, because they probably were like, I ain't messing with this man no more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have distanced themselves. They haven't talked bad about him, but they've distanced themselves from him. And I think it's more than just the politics stuff and all that other stuff. It's because probably the way he is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants somebody going off on you because you feel like, yo, that don't sound. What would you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't messing with that. Like, it was like, especially if
man.
you're your own artist. Like, if somebody like, for example, like somebody like, and I'm not even like somebody like Big Sean. Like, he has his own career, right? Like, he's doing his own thing. You know what I'm saying? He's not up there with Kanye, but like, he's probably like, bro, like,
Yeah, he has a niche. He has a
you know
crowd.
what I'm saying?
I
Like, he
agree.
has his own thing. Like, it's not somebody who's like off the street that just needs like wants to come up. Like a lot of these dudes already got their own come ups, and now they got somebody yelling at them because they disagree with you. You know, like I don't know, man. It's just here's a lot going on.
Yeah, man.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And
I
and
mean,
and like, go ahead. Yeah.
nah, I mean, I've just been like, I've been conflicted about Kanye the whole year, man. I've been really trying. I don't know.
The whole year
I
you
still
trying
haven't
to get
heard.
into it, right? You trying to listen. Yeah, because you're a dude that I respect Warren for this. Warren is a person that he'll give an artist a shot, like based on reputation. He's like, all right, I want it. Everybody could be saying it's trash. And Warren will be like, I gotta find out for myself if it's trash. And and I did that. I listened to the whole thing. Like I really tried. And it's like he sounds like somebody. This is me, and maybe I'm overanalyzing, whatever. He looks and sounds like somebody who's in pain. Like he doesn't look well. He doesn't look at him really. He looks like somebody who's struggling with some sort of mental illness. And if that's the case, obviously he needs help. And hopefully he is getting that. But he looks like a tormented person to me. He doesn't look the same. He's not. Something is off with him.
For sure.
And that
I
can
Yeah,
mean, I don't.
interfere with everything.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I've been. I mean, yo, man, I
The
don't know.
fame, bro,
It's
the
like,
fame and the status gets you, man. It's not an easy thing. We're watching it from down here, but
mhm.
imagine those guys. There's a lot that goes there, man. Like people go, "Oh, I would give anything to live like that." You don't know. You don't know that man. He might give anything to
Mm,
live like you.
yeah,
You ever thought about that?
dude. Yeah. I mean, it's just. I guess he's. I don't know. He could really see what's going on in his mind, man.
Right.
And I mean, I've just been trying to like wrap my head around just like these interviews that he's been doing. Like, oh, okay, now I'm like, I think
What
it's a
throwing
second
people under the
delay, a
bus?
5 second delay in my joint. So I was like, I thought you responding, Mars.
No,
But
no, no.
um, yeah, no, it's just he's I just don't. Hold on. Let me take this out. Um, yeah, man. I mean, Kanye. I'm just like in between the interviews, like he's giving you like just the way that he speaks and the way that he's like representing himself on certain platforms. He's gonna go on some Ellen or whatever, and he's gonna talk like, "Oh, I just want to make the best music out of it." And then on Drink Champs, he's over there like, "Yo, Talib Kweli, man, he ain't. I don't know, Talib Common." That
He's
it's
code
like the
switching.
different
He's code
positions that
switching.
he
He's
places.
code
I mean,
switching.
I guess you got to know where you're talking and what your audience is at a certain time.
Yeah, but be authentic,
But
bro. Like,
It's not real.
I just don't know what's going on with his pattern. And I mean, I'm not. It's not for me to try to figure out either. But it's kind of turning. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of turning me off to him as a artist. And I
me too.
love the dude. I
Man, me too.
love
I
the
was a
dude,
fan.
man. Like
Oh,
it was, yeah, exactly,
I used
man.
to
It's
love Ye.
like
I used to
it
love
was
Ye.
it it just like all of this stuff is like it just because it doesn't even it has nothing to do with the music. And I haven't even listened to the new album yet. And
Me neither.
I'm disappointed because I mean I'm disappointed in myself, but I'm just like I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to be sad about it. I like it's been such a like a up and down type of ride for everything after like 808s and stuff, man, for me on a
Yeah,
certain level.
yeah. No, he's
But
not. He's not. He
I
don't
don't
got it
know.
anymore. He don't got it anymore.
Yeah.
He's
Well, I should
washed
say
up.
after
He's washed.
graduation,
You
Yo,
could
but
say, if you want to, yo, you could say after graduation, honestly, if you really want to. To me, see, Kanye, I could say this, honestly, in my opinion. If you want to say like
mhm,
classic albums, like just him by himself, I'm not talking about the one with Hov. Kanye's first three albums, you could make the case those are classics. The first three.
mhm,
The first
yeah,
three, front to back, you can listen to the whole thing. All three.
mhm. Oh
Not
yeah,
one skip.
definitely.
To me,
Oh,
there's no skip on there. There's no
it's
song you're gonna
incredible.
skip.
It was incredible. That was
Yeah.
an incredible moment in time. Like just his creative like access, the way that he wanted to like I mean, he had a certain image he wanted to do, and he did it. And then he incorporated other elements of hip hop and the images in hip hop into his artistry, and he just knew how to like lay it down very well.
Yeah.
And even with the 808 stuff, he did something completely new and different.
Yeah,
I
I give him
wasn't an
some
all
credit
the
for that.
way fan about it, but I mean, it was something that he
Can I
did.
also
I
can I
mean,
also say that
Yeah,
sorry to
mhm,
interrupt real quick. I just want to say that like it's also the impact, like the 808 album, the impact that it has that's had on hip hop, right? Like you listen to today's music, so a lot of them using the auto tune on that stuff, and yeah, it's because of
a lot of it.
a lot of it comes from Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like
good
808s.
point. Good point.
the
Yep.
the impact and the influence is huge. Like when you think about it, like is it Drake? Drake is his son.
Drake, Cuddy. I mean, well, not even Cuddy. I mean, I don't even like. There's so many sons that he's raised through that one album. All of these
How
cats,
about the dude?
man.
How about the dude with the number 3 on his hat all the time?
Oh, Chance.
Chance the
Chance,
Rapper. Yeah.
Chance, yeah, Chance. But see, Chance is dope. I mean, Chance is dope without all of that. Like, I mean, he's got the theatrics as far as production and stuff like that. Like, he's just got good production. But I mean, he's the way that he vocalizes on the mic and the way that he projects his voice. I mean, there's something very I don't want to say lovely, but it's something
No, no,
lovely
right,
about him.
right. He
It's
reminds me
just
of
it's
ODA. He reminds me of ODA.
Yeah,
He does. He's got that
exactly,
aura. He's got the
man.
aura like, oh yeah, like this guy is like
Yeah,
always smiling on the
like
stage and stuff. Like,
he's like Ye Junior, man. It's
yeah,
like
Uh,
he just I don't know, but yeah, but with all the auto tune and like even after Jay was like trying to kill it, he was like, nah, I'm not gonna let this die, man. He's like, yo, he just took it to another level with it, man. And I
it's
mean
crazy.
yeah, it's very cool. And even with the like, yo, the last album I liked from Ye was like probably the Pablo joint.
Pablo was
And
okay, not bad. It wasn't bad. It
Pablo
wasn't
was all
great.
right for me. Pablo, like it was, I mean, for Kanye, it was kind of like, man, all right, we're kind of getting back into it again.
Right.
But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, it's his path to walk. He's doing whatever he wants to do. He's rapping about bleached assholes, like Quali said, and yeah, man. I mean, what you gonna do, you know? I mean,
Bleach.
I still gotta hear the new one. I might have to hear it before the year is up.
You might have
But
to,
we'll
bro.
see what
That
happens.
before the year is up. You got 24 hours,
I
bro.
got 24 hours.
24, you saying it, yo. You saying it like I'm gonna check it
24
out like you
hours.
have 10 months.
24 hours.
Yeah.
So,
Cause
right. So,
sometimes when I hear Ye, I'll be like, yo, what would Mace have been doing, man? I'll be like, man,
Mace?
Oh
what
yeah,
what
yeah.
what would that have sounded like, man?
Yo,
What would that be like?
Kanye West for a long time. I don't know if he still says it. He was like, "Yo, Mason's my favorite rapper. Like that was his
Yeah,
favorite
Yeah.
yeah.
hmm
rapper."
He did say
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
man.
he did say
It's
that.
a good. He's a good rapper to mirror and try to like. I mean, like if you're gonna do your style or whatever the case, man, you might as like I could hear like the like in the early 50 Cent stuff when he like got shot in his mouth when he was doing the whole from the what's that line that he said? He said from the last shootout, I got a bullet in my face. It's nothing. I could go after Mace fan base.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
was
remember
like,
that.
yo, that's very yeah. You kind of sound like Mace a little bit now, but yeah, man. I mean, oh man, we don't talk about. I mean, he only dropped 3 albums, but we don't talk about uh how evolutionary Mace was
Yes.
or
Yo,
revolutionary Mace was.
listen.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Now, Mace had a huge impact. Mace has a lot of sons too. You know what I'm saying?
He
Mace had a
does.
lot of sons
He
too,
does.
and
Yeah.
Nah, he does. He
like
does. No, you can't
not
deny it.
he has a lot of sons that those sons don't have other sons. You know what I'm saying? Like
First
sons
note.
You
have,
can't deny
yeah.
it.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I look at somebody like even somebody like Fab, right? I listened to our early DJ Clue tape, and when he was Fabulous
hmm
Sport or Sport Fab, whatever he was, Fabulous
Yeah,
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 Sport.
fabulous
yeah, yeah.
sport.
And bro, you couldn't even tell them apart, bro. Like you couldn't even
No,
tell them
no.
apart. Like I was like, yo, I was like, which one is Fabulous Sport and which one is Mace? Like which one is which? Because you kind of tell because Mace always throwing his Harlem thing around and everything, right? And a lot of his bars, so like
Yeah.
that's obviously that's Mace. But like they sounded so
Mm-hmm.
similar, right? They sound so similar. And you can go down the list,
Yep.
bro. You go down to Loon. Come on, Loon is his son.
Yeah.
And even guys that don't have that same nonchalant, a lot of their rhyming schemes and styles, a lot of it mirrors Mace. And Mace
Mm-hmm.
was also the type of guy that was also able to cross over too in a way, like he could make like he could make a commercial hit, but he could still be rapping while doing his commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole bad bad bad. Like he's spitting bars on that song, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
he's
man.
spitting,
He had
like
his
it's like
flow
he's
on that
singing it.
joint.
He's not singing it. He's spitting bars in there. You know, like
Here's the thing, though. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
This is part of what I said on that episode of the podcast, though. I believe this, and a lot of people don't pay attention to this. The industry, I feel like a lot of times in the execs, they want rappers to imitate these other rappers. Like I feel like they try to find the next one. Like I think Loon is similar to Mace, yes, right? Very similar. But I think
right.
Diddy had a lot to do with that too.
Yeah,
I think he was looking for another Mace.
yeah. He was looking for another Mace.
So like, like I can't blame Loon when he's messed up in the game, he's messed up in the streets or whatever he was doing. He's like, all right, then he's gonna write me a check if I try to be like Mace. So I can't really say
Mm-hmm.
I blame him. You understand if he
Mm-hmm.
accepts that,
Yeah.
but he was in artist development or whatever, right? So I don't know.
These cats. This cat. I saw an interview with one of the cats from the Outlaws. I can't remember which one,
Tragedy
but
Gaddafi.
he was talking about how like a few weeks after Pac died or something, Suge called a meeting in death row. And he was like, "All right," and I mean this is a paraphrasing or whatever, but Suge was like, "All right, so which one of y'all gonna be the new Pac?" And it's like, yo, they like what? Like
Right.
it's gonna be the new Pac? Like that's not something you could just like. Oh, I'm just gonna be Pac
No,
tomorrow
right.
or something like. Yo, it's like, but he's like, yo, man, I'm telling you now, one of y'all guys better get on it because the industry is gonna try to make another Pac
For
in
sure.
itself, and then next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of cats on. He's trying to find the realest, and Def Jam got their new Pac with Ja Rule, and uh everybody got a whole bunch of bandanas swinging
Bald head.
around, and
Bald head.
it's just like it was ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
So it's
Stomach
like, yeah,
tattoos.
It was
say
bad.
again,
Yeah.
I said it was bald heads, bandanas, and stomach
yeah.
tattoos.
All cat. Well,
Even
remember the cat drama from down south? Oh my
oh
god,
god.
yo! He was trying to look like Pac. It was a whole bunch of these Pac cats, these new Pacs, man. And it was just like, man, what are you like? How are you gonna? But that's just what they say. Familiarity breeds content, and people were so comfortable with Tupac that they were just trying to manufacture a new guy, and it's like, yo, man, it's very lazy of the industry, and that's how I mean, I guess the industry was lazy back then, man. They was trying to make a whole bunch of they was trying to find new biggies to replace this
Cookie
cat,
cutter.
and
Cookie cutter stuff.
yeah, man, and even like today, man, there's like even today there's a whole bunch of artists that kind of sound like Ghostface or kind of sound like Nas or kind of sound like yo if you want to look up all of these different like these cats that's trying to imitate these artists, man, all you got to do is just look them up on YouTube, man.
Oh,
They
I could have
there.
went. Look, that episode would have went like 5 hours or what if I would have talked about
Yeah.
Jay Z got like 100
Mm-hmm.
clones.
Who?
Yeah,
Jay
man.
Z got a lot, like a
Oh, did
lot
you?
of clones. Like
Yup.
yo, everybody mentioned Sicario, and Sicario's a good one, but the one I mentioned, Angelus, to me is even more of a clone of Jay Z than
Mm-hmm.
anybody.
Yeah.
Angelus sounds
He's got
exactly like
everything down.
the cadence,
Mm-hmm.
like the pauses and like that guy right there need like
Yep.
that guy was
And I'm sure when we was going to school, there was somebody that tried to sound like Jay, that had the Jay
everybody.
mannerisms and the like. I mean, like I remember and I'm not gonna say this cat's name. He might be, I don't know what he might be doing, but he I brought his tape home to the cats on the block, and they like, yo, man, your boy is nice, but he sound too much like Fab. And I'm like, he don't sound like Fab. And my homeboy is like, nah, he don't sound like Fab. He sound a little like Jay. And I'm like, well, damn, does he sound like himself? I mean, come on, bro. Like, I mean, I don't hear none of this stuff. I guess I had to hear it a few times. Once, but I don't know. Like, I didn't hear anything too much like Jay or Fab or whatever the case. But it was just like, yo, man, people gonna want to hear what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And I mean, it might have been a little bit of influence at the same time, man. Because I mean, like, yo, man, there's always a family tree to like certain MCs and stuff like that, and certain flows. It could be a cat today to sound or not. Well, probably I don't
There's
know if
always a
anybody's
tree.
like
You're right. There's
imitating
always
Meth.
an influence.
Yeah, man. But it's like, yo, man, cats that sound like De La Soul and cats that sound like Tribe Called Quest and stuff from like that what do they call it, native tongue, that native tongue era, like, and like you could trace that down to the Little Brothers and all the sort of offshoots, slum villages, and all sorts of things
crazy?
like that, man. What's up?
What's crazy though is like it's almost like human nature though. Like that's what we do. We automatically hear something, right? Hear somebody and we compare it to something from the past, right? Or we compare it, right? So like, but and it's kind of like the reason we do it too is because these artists that may sound, they're also influenced by the same artists that we think they sound like. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's almost like it's different. Like if someone's copying somebody and like you could tell they're trying to go, but a lot of times it's like it's not somebody's fault. They may sound like a Nas or like a Jay-Z. That's what they grew up listening to, right?
Yeah.
Well, they were influenced by them, but it's also our human nature to be like, yo, he sound like Hov, or like, yo, he sound like not like the guy you said, Santos, because he was like he studied his everything about
everything, the cadence,
everything. That's totally different. I'm talking about somebody, an artist that picks up a pen and starts writing, right? And when they start rapping and they have little tendencies there where they be like, yo, that sound like something so and so would say, or like his flow is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's because they influence, and then our human nature also to be like, yo, comparing somebody to somebody else. We do it with everything. We do it with music, with sports, everything, right, bro. Like we see somebody, yo, he play like, and it's always a comparison, always.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I'll say about that, right? I agree with that. There's always a comparison. I remember, like, as far as like people sounding like other people too, like you get, in your subconscious too. Like if you're listening to somebody a lot, you may start sounding like them because when you rapping. Because I remember when I was coming up, when I was rapping, when I used to rap, like I would flow like AZ and like I flow like AZ and Big Pun all the time because like I was always listening to them, and I had to like always like fight against that. And it wasn't that I was purposely biting them, but I was trying to sound like them. But it was like the influence was like there, so I had to always go. Like I had to, you know what I mean? I had to fight that. It was tough to fight that, so I had to always go back and rewrite my rhymes and stuff when I used to rap. And it's like, I sound too much like Pun. I can't sound like Pun because Pun was one. I can't sound like Pun. Like, you know what I mean? So, but but it was one of those things. I did that, and like, and that happened. So like, well, in our era, right? If you guys remember, when Dipset was hot, like early mid 2000s, right? I would rap against these cats. I'd battle rap sometimes, and like these cats all sounded either like Fab, like Cameron. It was always like those flows all the time. It was the same 2 or 3 rappers. Everybody always sounded like Fab and Cameron and Hov. Those are like the 3. Everybody.
Was it nobody sounding like Jewels?
Oh yeah.
Talking about Jewels. I put a shell in the boy.
Hey. Yeah, man. It's sad. His story's sad, bro. His story is very sad.
Oh. Damn, man, got real with it, man.
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. That's the first thing I think now. I don't think the music anymore because it's been so long. And I pray that brother finds clarity because it's sad.
For sure.
It's unfortunate, like that overshadowed his music. And when you think about it, his music he was still so young. He was so young when he first.
Yeah, 19 when he started.
He was a teenager.
Mhm.
And you know what I'm saying? What it could have been and what could it became. But you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. Yeah. I'm
So
pretty sure he saw
before,
some good things in between, though. You know,
I'm
He definitely
sure,
did.
I'm
pretty
sure.
sure.
So I want to talk. All right,
Man, I'm sorry. I was about to
yo,
get into
bro,
the whole
listen,
Little
don't
Wayne
be
Joel
running
thing,
off with
but
my
we
show,
don't have to
bro.
do that.
Uh,
I'm
Please
sorry,
listen. Go
man.
ahead, finish your point. Go ahead.
I
Go
can't
finish
feel
your
my
point.
face.
Oh
No,
man.
I was just like, I didn't want to open that jar, man. I just, every time
Oh
I think about
man, you
that
have to
now, I'll be
do it,
like,
don't you? You have to do
what
that.
could have happened for this kid, man?
I can't feel my
But
face.
who knows? But
So
Nah,
what?
Joe was supposed to be the next. He was supposed to keep going. Like you see, like because he had the momentum. He had the momentum, and he also had everything going for him. When you think about it, like he was somebody who
You,
was
yeah,
like
it was young
he
too.
was young. You know what I'm saying? Like he's somebody who's very
hmm
marketable too. Like this guy could have been in magazine covers, doing you know what I'm saying, modeling, doing all types of things. You know what I'm saying? But like
yeah,
So
the lean
Joel,
got him. The lean.
word, yeah, got him. It ruined his teeth and everything. Like so,
how did
so
it
you're
get
saying
him and it didn't get Wayne?
word. That's a good point.
Man,
No, but he wears fronts all the time though. How you gonna know
yeah,
he wasn't caught seen without the teeth. That's the problem. He wasn't seen without his teeth. He probably lost them and went to go get fronts the next day.
yeah.
No,
I mean, I'm gonna leave the
I'm
teeth
saying,
alone, man. Because I mean, it's just that's a touchy situation in itself.
but the
Just like
lean.
talking about a person's tooth or teeth.
No. The only reason
That
I
could
only
be like
mention
that.
it I only mention it for the purposes of as a result of the addiction, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all that is. It's
yeah.
not like trying to crack jokes on them and shit. It's just
No, it's not. I know.
as a
It's just.
result, right, of the addiction. But um,
hmm
so what I wanted to say, because I'm gonna wrap it up soon, because my kids are like
Yeah,
they're
I'm about to
unwrapping.
dip.
They should be in bed. They're not.
I'm about to
So,
dip. Go ahead,
So all
Santos.
right, before we go, I want to know what are your viewpoints on resolutions? New Year's resolutions, one. And number two, do you
mhm,
have any?
okay. I
So
mean,
also go first.
All right, I'll go first. So no, I don't. I'm not really big on New Year's resolutions because I feel like why wait? You know what I'm saying? Like why wait till January 1st when I could just start December 25th or whatever it is that you want to do it, right? Just start it. I do believe that it's good to have set goals, though, right? To have goals, things you want to do, but you have to someone be working towards those goals while you're making them. Don't wait, be like, all right, on January 1st, I'm gonna start working towards the goal when you can start working towards it now. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it's good to have a plan, to have goals, but it's most important to have small, attainable goals at first that you work your way to first. So it may be, yo, tomorrow, December 31st, before January 2nd, before the gym opens up, and let me go to the gym December 31st instead of going to the gym January 2nd. Because why not? If you go December 31st, why wait another day? Why be like, you know what I'm saying? So that's really how I feel about resolutions and goals for the next year. That's how I look at it. Um, that's how I've looked at it for pretty much for the last few years of my life.
Well said. Nah, I respect that. And me and him was separated at birth. We basically believe in the same stuff. It's just funny.
no
It's
doubt.
so hilarious because you said the same thing in your head that I always think. It's the same for me. It's the same thing. Um, Warren, go ahead. What are you? Go ahead. What do you
I
think about
think
these
my
resolutions?
my personal thing about resolutions, I think they're cool. I think it's good to like if you're gonna stick to them. I think
Right,
it's great.
right.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the same time, resolutions could be hard to stick to. I think it's good to just have like a vision board of like things that you want to do during the course of the year and have those things like put them on a list, put them on your wall, write them up and say like, yo, I want to start doing this more. And I mean, if you fall off the wagon, it's cool. If you stick to it through the whole year, that's amazing. And I think it's pretty cool to have those goals set aside so that you could just have something to aspire to for those that might lack the motivation or might not have the encouragement. You got to try to probably find it in yourself and just build with it if you feel like you need to. I don't personally have any resolutions outside of like my personal music goals for next year, but other than that, I mean, yo, man, if it works for you, it works. If it doesn't, hey, man, you're gonna live anyway. So
Try again.
just
Just try again or
do
try
what you
something else.
got. Yeah, exactly, yo. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. I agree with that. I have obviously we all have goals, we have things we want to do. Just stick to them. I'm big into writing things down. I feel like when you write things down and you speak them into existence, they come true. So I really believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
This time last year, I
Yeah.
was saying that, I was saying I was gonna do this time last year. So that my next thing is to keep moving, with whatever we're doing and keep it going, man. Because like this has been fun. This is great. Like this has been fun. I didn't think I'd be doing this long. I'll be honest with you. The first couple episodes, I'm like, I don't know. This is a little weird, but I fell in
Mm-hmm.
love with it. You know what I mean? Like
That's what's up.
it's fun.
Keep
Yeah.
doing it, man. It's definitely suiting you, man. You know.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
mean,
that.
this is the way you, man. I like you got your little, you got your end of the year sale, Santos. Like you advertising your business. You
You're
know,
doing it. You're
just
doing it,
just keep
bro.
on
You're
going with
doing
it,
it.
man. You
I
know, I mean,
appreciate
this is
that.
the best way to let people know that you're doing what you're doing. You know, and you've been consistent with it. And from what I've seen, man, sky's the limit, yo. You never know where it could go, man. You really never know where it could go. So just
No, I
keep on
appreciate
adding it
you.
up and just keep on doing what you got to do.
I appreciate you
Yeah,
both
man.
because you guys both contributed to this whole thing. That's the thing. Like I wouldn't be anywhere without you guys contributing to this. So I appreciate you both. It's fitting that you both are here. It's fitting that you two are the ones that are on here. So you two, because you guys both contributed to everything here this year during different courses of the year, and different
For
parts of the
sure.
year, and for the whole thing, for the cause. So I really appreciate you both. Both of you brothers are solid, solid like a rock. I'll have you guys on next year, 2022. We'll talk about other things. We'll BS some more.
All right.
Yeah. Facts.
Um, I appreciate you both. Both of you guys get in touch. My brother Warren right here. I know him for a long time. I know him for like how many years? I know you, Warren. Like 16 years,
Yo, shout out to both y'all families too. Shout out to
17.
both y'all
Yes, yes.
families.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank
New
you.
Wishing
Year.
y'all all the best in the new year.
Connect with my brother Mozo. And Warren connect with
Yeah.
Mozo connect with Warren. Warren's a good dude. I know him like 17, 18 years. Solid.
All right.
Solid
Cool.
dude.
Cool.
I
Cool.
know him
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a
We'll
Mozo
long time. He
Connect.
seen me as a kid.
we'll definitely do that, man. Yo, Santos, just send me. Are you on the socials, Warren? Just send me the
He's on
socials.
Insta. Yeah, he's on Insta. We follow each other. He's
I
there.
just send me the page, Santos, when you have a chance.
No doubt. No doubt, man.
Most definitely, yo.
Any parting words?
Yo, I just want to say before I go, Warren, it was nice meeting you, my brother. I'm looking forward to connecting with you and building with you as well. Santos, I appreciate you. Keep grinding, keep working, stay consistent. Take your rest when you need to, of course, because that's important as well. And keep staying blessed. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep working. And yo, it's a new year, but we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. You feel me?
That's it. It just bleeds on to the next year. That's it.
Right.
No days off,
Most
bro.
def.
That's
Yo,
no
pleasure
days
meeting
off.
you, Mozo.
Kind of. Pleasure meeting. Listen,
And big shout out to Santos, King Santos, SantosThreadShop.com. You better check that out. SantosThreads.com. Word up. Go get yourself a shirt like this.
yeah,
Oh,
word. Word. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to all of you guys and your families. And until we meet again,
Peace.
peace.
all right, y'all. Peace. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Man, that was great. That was great. So I want to thank everybody who joined me on the live. I got to wrap it up. The kids are going nuts. And let's see. If there's anybody else that want to get on before I'm gone? By all means, I can. Let's see. If there's anybody else who wants to come on? It was great. I enjoyed having those two there, man. They were awesome. Um, Warren and Mozo were totally awesome, and those are really good friends of mine. And I look forward to continuing to build. Um, as we head into 2022. So I want to thank them. I want to thank all of you for watching. Thank you guys. Keep it going. 2022, the Santos Says podcast. It was one heck of a year. 28 episodes in. Look out for episode 29 next week. Next week we have episode 29 coming at you, and looking forward to it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram, Santos Thread Shop, TikTok, Santos Thread Shop. Subscribe to the YouTube, the Santos Says podcast, and away we go. Look out for episode number 29 next Thursday. So thanks to everybody. Everybody have a happy new year. Happy, safe, be healthy, prosperity, manifest positivity. And as always, don't just say what you mean or mean what you say. Say it with your chest. Peace. Happy New Year.